what's the way? I'm at the point where like I have let go of the idea of perfectionism and the idea of like being rough on myself and thinking that everything has to be like so perfect or a certain way, or everything has to be like this, like this, like this, or else it's not good, you know? Like, and I think a lot of people are like that. A lot of people are tough on themselves for what they create and how they do things and put a lot of unnecessary pressure on themselves. And a lot of that comes down to attachment and beliefs. We'll talk about beliefs, and some of these things can be very deep rooted beliefs that can go back to childhood or whatever, who really knows in your case. But I think when we look at like being hard on ourselves and how we live life and what we do and the circumstances that we are in and stuff, I think it's important to realize like at the end of the day, we are doing our best, and a lot of times I look back at my life and I would say, that didn't happen like the way I thought it would. I did the best with what knowledge I had back then, and that's it. And me personally, I'm not someone who looks at the past and is super attached to the way things happened or the way things were, you know. I'm a person who's very here and now and focused on, living day to day and just doing what I got to do throughout the day. I've reached a point where I'm actually not attached to the fruits of my efforts in a sense. Like, even for these videos, like, that doesn't mean I don't care about how this message is received or even the words that I say, but rather it's that I do my best to put out the work that I can and do the work that I can. But ultimately, whatever is to happen from that is whatever to happen from that. However people perceive my message, however people perceive my art, I cannot control. I can only control the work and the effort that I put in. And I think when it comes down to like putting effort into the things that you want and trying to see results, like a lot of that gratification has to come from somewhere inside. It can't come from external things. So if you're making a song, like a lot of that pride and effort and the happiness you feel about that song should be derived from the actual process of making it, from how you enjoy it, not from how other people enjoy it. Because you can make a song that is like absolutely brilliant to you, but maybe other people don't understand or don't get it, and that's okay. And I think that's just really healthy to have that internal level of satisfaction, and having your satisfaction coming from an internal perspective, not necessarily from something outside of yourself, and not having that determined by other people. Because when you allow other people to determine whether or not your thing is good or not, you give them the power over what you create. So what I'm offering you is a perspective to take a step back and realize the power is in my hands. I have the power and the control over whether this is good or not, using my own perspective, my own abilities, my own vision of what I want to create or how I want to do this or what type of life I want to live. And therefore your success is determined on how aligned that feels to you, not towards how other people perceive it or if they like it. Okay? Because at the end of the day, think about how many people there are out there in this world that have things that they like that are maybe weird or strange or not even aligned to what you like. Everyone's different. Everyone has different likes, different things. So it's kind of irrational to expect other people to be like, oh, I like this, or at least every single person on the earth to like a certain thing or not. But another aspect is trusting that, when you put in that work, it will find the people it's meant to find. When you put in that work and you just go through it every day, improving, you'll get to where you want to go. And I like to use an example, once again, of the gym. When you go to the gym and you get a good workout, you're not questioning whether or not your muscles are getting stronger. You're not questioning if your lungs are getting better after your run, right? You know it. It's progression, each day. you're not worried about being, this certain weight or the certain body fat by tomorrow, right? That's ridiculous. So when we put that expectation, that weight on ourselves and our goals and our dreams and our projects, that's ridiculous, right? And so there's a level of detachment that I believe is very healthy to culminate with the things that we create and understand that, what is to come of it is whatever is to come of it. You cannot control how people will interpret your art or your creations. And so with that, like, you just have to just be okay with it. Create for yourself, not for other people. And that might be strange if, like, you're getting paid to do these certain things, right? Or if that is your goal. And I think that's the strangest thing when artists kind of lose sight of why they do the things that they do just for money, right? They get so focused on the money and they forget why they were doing it in the first place. They lose sight of what they were really making or what they were really doing. And I understand that too. I understand what it's like to be worried or to care actually about whether or not what you're creating is making a profit, right? But likewise, remember why you did it in the first place, because you wanted to, right? And so remembering that the money is kind of secondary. And the money isn't necessarily the thing that's going to fulfill us. The act of doing what we want to do is fulfilling. But the money is it's just the paper. It's just paper, it's just money. And like, I think at a certain level of awareness, like, people understand that money it's a means to an end, I suppose. It's not necessarily something that actually is rewarding in a sense. Like, if I were if I was holding like $2,000 in my hands right now, just in bills, do you think I would be like over the moon? No, it's just paper. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a means to an end. Like, a lot of people, they don't want the money. What they want is the car, but money is that middleman for them. And for example, if they could have that car without needing that money, they would take it, right? If someone were to give it to them, they would take it. And so basically what I'm trying to point you to is just do what you want to do and enjoy it, because I think a lot of people are like working to get money to keep living a life that they don't want to live, like working to get money to pay for a life that they don't want to live because they're just working to get money. So rather, what I'm offering you is live life like you want to live, like your life here, your time here in this life is limited. Can't live forever in this life here, in this body. So just enjoy your life. Don't get caught up in the rat race. Don't get caught up in thinking you have to make a certain amount of money, and really connect with yourself in what you believe is right for you, what is a fulfilling life for you, what things that you want to do. So, and ultimately, like, follow your intuition, even if it tells you to do something scary, even if it tells you to take a leap of faith. Like, I promise you, it's taking you in that direction for a reason. It's taking you for your growth. And I've gone through leaps of faith in my life in the past, and it's led me to be here. It's led me on adventures and things that I'm so grateful for. So grateful for. And so trust yourself, number one. Trust yourself that you can make the things that you want to do and enjoy and live a prosperous life and live a healthy life and live a happy life. You know? And ultimately, like, I think one thing that helps with that is that level of detachment. Not caring if you're going to make it or not. Not caring, but rather trusting in yourself, trusting in something greater than yourself, that it's going to work out. That's going to work out. Anyways, I hope this had some value to you, and if it did, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Y'all keep me going down there, and I appreciate hearing from y'all, for real, for real. And as well, if you'd like to join me on a guided live meditation, you can do that down below in the link below on my Patreon. I'd love to see you there. It's a great time. Either way, I appreciate you for coming through, and have a wonderful day. Peace.